Namaskar. I have finally made this video after a bit of hesitation. I was reluctant because this is on a controversial issue, but I think it is important that we do not always sit in a comfort zone and expect life to be hunky-dory. And whenever a crisis situation arises in our society, I think we should come out and contribute in whichever way possible towards the reconciliation of the crisis. So this video is a rebuttal to the ongoing interpretation of the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016, which is being very dexterously misinterpreted by a certain vested groups, especially in the state of Assam, and manipulation of the Hindus, one against the other is going on. So let me just give you a little bit of context in which the bill has come to surface. In the pre-invasion era, the nation that we call as Bharat was very large, and it was as large as Afghanistan on the west, Myanmar on the east, Sri Lanka on the south, and Tibet on the north. That time, Hindu civilization was the most prosperous civilization in the world, and Hindu Dharma was flourishing in the Asian region, and the entire world was looking up to India. And the places that we today call as Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, Hindu people lived there in very large number. But then, Muslim invasion happened, and Hindu people witnessed the most gruesome sight of humanity. Their dharma was attacked, their temples were destroyed, their culture was debunked, and huge number of Hindus were killed. Many Hindus, succumbed to the aggression of the invader and converted to Islam, and many others just fled their place. So by the time India came to the brink of becoming independent, these places were already Muslim majority. So separate nation formed on the precept of Islam, first as Pakistan and then Bangladesh split out of it in 1971. And ever since independence till today, we have seen that those Hindu peoples who remained there in this Islamic nation were not given a normal life, not to talk of the dharmic freedom, even basic human life have been denied to them. They are oppressed on a daily basis. They are discriminated against in every walk of life. They are persecuted on religious and cultural grounds. Hindu girls are sexually harassed at education institutions, workplaces. They are kidnapped, raped, and all kinds of brutality are being perpetrated on the Hindu peoples just to make sure that they give up their faith and convert to Islam. In 1951, the Hindu share in the population of Pakistan, which included Bangladesh then, was over 12%. Today, the percentage has plummeted to below 6%, both Bangladesh and Pakistan put together. So this data itself speaks of the kind of life given to the Hindus, that they are, having a continuous negative growth over the last several decades. Another prominent news report said that on average, 5,000 Hindu people flee their homes in Pakistan just to get rid of the religious rigor of Islam. So in a nutshell, we can say that Hindu people in this Islamic nation are just helplessly languishing without any hope to, ever get out of the dungeon. So India, being the mother of Hindus, just cannot turn a blind eye to the inhuman oppression, upon its children, and that too right in front of its eyes. So therefore, the present government has tried to stretch out a hand of help towards the children of India, by relaxing the stringent criteria mentioned in the 1955 Citizenship Act for becoming a legal citizen of India, only with regard to the Hindu people and some other minorities in the three Islamic states of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. So this is the background of the amendment bill that the central government is pushing for. Now let us take a look at the situation in Assam, where in an uncanny unfoldment, the local Muslim community have come together with the Assamese Hindu people to protest the bill. To understand this, we need to dig into the demography of the state. So I have done some barefoot research with the census data of the last couple of decades, and what I have found has left me totally stunned. I was shocked to know that Assam has the second highest Muslim percentage in its population, only next to Jammu and Kashmir. And between 2001 and 2011, Assam has had the highest Muslim growth rate all over India, more than any other state, at over 30%, which is way above the national average of 24%. And not only that, in 2001, six major districts of Assam slipped into Muslim majority, and just in a matter of 10 years' time, the number rose to 9. The 2011 census report came as a shocking to the people of Assam when it unleashed the news that nine prominent districts, namely Nagaon, which is the birthplace of Srimanta Shonkordev, then Borpeta, which is known as the Hotra Nagari, then Thubri, Karimganj, Gwalpara, all of them turned into absolute Muslim majority, and many more are just on the brink of becoming so. A survey was done on the religious demography of Assam shortly after the 2011 census report was released, and according to the survey, if the current trend continues in Assam, between 2050 and 2060, Assam would become the second Muslim state of India after the Jammu and Kashmir. So, as far as the Hindu people of Assam are concerned, be it Assamese, Bengali, Bihari, or Marwari, the changing dynamics of the demography poses a serious threat because Islam, being the religion it is, does not acknowledge the legitimacy of other faiths. It looks upon them as kafir, as someone who have defied the Allah, and therefore they should either be converted or be eliminated. It is very explicitly mentioned in the Quran that the Muslims should always do jihad against the non-believers. Those who does not obey Allah should not be made friends with. And Islam also very categorically classified three approaches towards the non-believers, in which it says that if the Muslim people are hopelessly minority, they can pretend to be friends with the majority and peacefully propagate their religion. The second approach is if their number is considerably large, though not majority, they should not make friends with the non-believers, and they should consolidate their unity and become assertive about their religion. And the third approach is that if the Muslims are majority, they should do violent jihad against the non-believers. They should continue their jihad until all the non-believers are converted to Islam or they are eliminated. So Assam seems to be in a serious peril with clearly the second approach in force, and I think the third approach will soon become a reality if the sinister mindset behind this unnatural expansion of Islam is not understood by our people now. We must understand that despite different vernacular, different customs, costumes, cuisines, different ethnic groups are, able to live together side by side with each other without any conflicts, with peace and harmony. And this is possible only because we are all infused with the values of Hindu Dharma, which teaches us to celebrate diversity with unity. And it is not like the monoculture of the Abrahamic religion, where everyone has to fit into one single framework. So, in order to keep the spirit of Hindu Dharma alive, I strongly urge all my Hindu brothers and sisters of Assam to rise above their short-sighted benefits and unite together and repel the Breaking India forces, and do not let our age-old pluralistic culture debunked and our continuous civilization dismantled. So thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it.